Welcome back to the Lowcountry Report. 5 candidates are running for the Ward 3 Town Council seat on Hilton Head Island. The special election is slated for February 15th. Ward 3 includes Spanish Wells, Wexford, Long Cove Club, Indigo Run, Point Comfort, and the Shipyard Plantation. Joining me now is one of the candidates whose name will appear on the ballot, Ryan McAvoy. Ryan, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to ask what you feel voters need to know about who you are before they head to the polls.
I'm bright, I'm young, I'm energetic, I'm a good listener, and I'm a hard worker.
Now, you say hard worker. Where is it that you're employed?
Hilton Head Guest Services. It's a family business.
Now, let me ask you about some specific issues that the town council has dealt with or will be dealing with. What about the airport expansion of the runway at Hilton Head Island Airport?
I was totally against the extension of the runway, with the first Freedmen's Village being there. It wasn't until the day before the mayor's election that I knocked on Joe Frazier Jr.'s door, incidentally, and he invited me in, and we started talking and persuaded me that we need this airport. We desperately need it. You know, we're going to move as a world-class destination.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No.
what were his reasons that convinced you? You sort of already answered it, but I won't interrupt you this time.
No, you're fine. He said, he's been here since the beginning, and he said we in order for us to go forward as a world-class destination, we need this airport. We need to be first class, cutting edge in every field.
Okay, let's turn to the Heritage Golf Tournament. The lack of a sponsor so far, at least to this point, for 2011 and none lined up yet for 2012. What do you see as the role of the Hilton Head Island Town Council with securing the heritage or making sure it stays here?
I think that should be on the top of their list for the town council. I think it should definitely be with one of their priorities. I think some of these things are like a no-brainer. I'm asking myself, has anybody from the town council picked up the phone and called the sponsor? Somebody like Google or Microsoft, and 10 to 12 million for these guys is really a drop in the bucket, and it's here in Hilton Head.
So if you were to be elected, that would be one thing you would see as possibly doing, picking up the phone and calling a Google?
I've already started calling Google.
Oh, you have? How far have you gotten so far?
I've gotten to the executive assistant of media production.
And what was the reaction? I'm curious.
Right now, it's just a lot of emails and whatnot back and forth, and but they sounded excited. Again, 10 to 12 million for these guys isn't a lot of money. They were. I think what struck them is I had nothing to do with the town. They were more, well, you're not even in the town and you're calling for this. So I think that was the most surprising, the most exciting for them.
Have you talked to anyone with the Heritage to let them know what you've been up to, or to see if maybe they have made those phone calls?
No, I have not.
Okay. Well, if you do, will you let us know what you find out?
I would love to.
Okay. Let's move on to dredging Harbor Town. That is a point that is discussed as far as whether town funds should be used to help the dredging of Harbor Town, or if the town should just function as a liaison to helping with permits and the like. What do you see the town's role?
I think the town should function as a liaison, for permits and whatnot. But I also think if the community needs something done, and if the Harbor Town, they're asking us for help, then we need to do everything in our power to help. Again, it's a no-brainer. So
you say that would include financial support of that dredging?
Of course. If they need financial support, we are Harbor Town. Harbor Town is Hilton Head. Charles Frazier, fresh out of Yale Law School at the age of 25, redesigned the whole harbor to save the Liberty Oak. It's like that kind of thinking. We all need to get together as a community and do what we need to do in order to help.
Sounds like you know your history. Let's move on to the land management ordinance, and there have been calls that really needs to be reworked, that it really hampers redevelopment or development on Hilton Head Island. What are your thoughts on that?
As far as redevelopment, as long as we don't get into, again, things that would stop people and stop Hilton Head Island from becoming a world-class destination, such as like cutting down trees. The reason, why people come to Hilton Head, the reason why people retire to Hilton Head, the reason people live in Hilton Head is because how beautiful it is. It's like we don't want to become Myrtle Beach, you know. So I'd love to, you know, be open to people building and stuff, but let's take what we have already and upgrade it.
Let me ask you this, because someone presented this what if to me the other day. What if there is a hotel with ocean view rooms, but the trees have grown up to such an extent that those ocean view rooms now no longer, you know, look out on the ocean because the trees have grown so much. But the LMO says you can't cut those trees down. Which side would you come down on that?
I would say we could trim the trees, and I say that they need to be judged on a case-by-case basis, but as far as just, you know, the ordinance, you know, as it is, you know, not on a case-by-case basis, I think the trees should remain.
Well, Ryan McAvoy, we're almost out of time. Would love to get a final thought or comment that you'd like to get out there to voters.
Vote for Ryan McAvoy February 15th. He's young, he's bright, he's energetic, he's a hard worker, and he listens. And I will be knocking on your door shortly.
Well, Ryan McAvoy, we want to thank you for taking the time to come into the Lowcountry Report. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And when we come back here on the Lowcountry Report, we'll be talking real estate with James Wedgeworth. Stay right there.